this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, we talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about Childish Gambino's brand new video, This Is America. Plus, we talk about Rudy Giuliani, what are you doing? Also, Kayne West, race relations in America, and a whole lot more. On this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay. Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. Hey, family, we need your help. Wherever you listen to this podcast, we need you to subscribe. We need you to download. We need you to share. Plus, we need you to rate the podcast as well. That's how we continue to grow this podcast. Continue to let our advertisers know that we are relevant and we are here to stay. Also, it helps us with getting new advertisers. So share this podcast on your Facebook page. Share it on the Instagram page. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Three Black Guys with the Mic. Go to the website, threeblackguyswiththemic.com, and engage in the conversation at facebook.com/threeblackguyswiththemic. Thank you. We appreciate that. Your support means we are here to stay. Now, let's start the show. What's up? Welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic, threeblackguyswiththemic.com. Lamont, what's good?
I'm here, baby. I'm here.
Lamont is here. I love it, baby.
Listen, I'm
definitive about that.
Listen, I'm trying to take my shirt off like Childish Gambino. Whoa.
No.
What? What?
No.
That is not America.
This is America.
No, that's not America. That's not America.
That's not America. That's Black America. That's Kenya. That's Kenya right there. That's Kenya.
It might be Black America. It ain't Wakanda for sure.
That's straight out of Compton. So let me just go ahead and start. You know, Lamont, what'd you think about This Is America?
I'll be honest with you. At first, when I first saw it, I was a little taken aback. Because at the beginning of it was the violence. You know what I'm saying? The gunshot to the head. I was like, whoa, what is this? What am I watching?
Right.
Then I got swept away with the dancing, so I didn't see everything that was going on in the background. So I had to run back through it like 4, 5, 6 times. But when I sat back, smoked a cigar, went back to it again, yo, dog, Atlanta FX is horrible. But this video is brilliant. You understand? So I don't feel so bad now about the foolishness of Kayne West because we got somebody like Donald Glover. I don't know. Am I calling him Donald or Childish? What am I calling him now? I don't know.
This is Childish Gambino. This isn't Donald Glover.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Childish Gambino is a genius. You feel what I'm saying? Because he was able to put so many gems in this particular 3 minutes and some odd seconds of a song and in a visual piece that, like, this is one of those Malcolm X pieces that we talked about in the last episode that we need to combat all of this Martin Luther King foolishness.
Yeah,
because if I remember correctly, Maynard was a Martin Luther King fan. Maynard won.
Wait a minute.
But I'm just saying,
are we throwing away Dr. King? Or are we saying
we're not throwing him away? But
wait, Lamont. I thought you were the one that was kind of throwing away Dr. King in the last episode. Last episode, you was like, fuck Dr. King.
I sent you a check, and you were supposed to be on my side.
My bad. Babe, check the mail. Did that Lamont check come? No, I ain't checked that.
No, because I did. Yeah, so it'll be there by tomorrow. But what I will say is that I think it was brilliant. I think it was shocking because what it did to me the first go around, I was like, what are we doing with this violence? And again, there were some pieces in the video, like I said before, that I didn't catch because I was so busy focused on this. You know, the pale horse in the background, even Scissor in the video, just so much that was going on.
Scissor was in the video?
Yes.
In Childish Gambino?
Yes. You got to go back.
I missed that totally.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally missed that. All I was focused on was people getting shot and the dancing. The dancing, right. Donald Glover killed it on the dancing. You know.
Well, let's be honest. Is that at first I had an issue with the shirt off. You know what I'm saying?
That was a bit much.
You know what I'm saying? Me and my heterosexual self, I was like, yo, dog, can you put some clothes on? First, I want you to comb your hair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you didn't comb your hair. That's cool. But then you got your shirt off, and I'm feeling like the Prince kind of pants you have popping. But I did go on Amazon. I have a size 48 that's going to be in the mail very soon.
Oh, my God.
Those are for
Yeah, that's for me. That's for me. That's for me.
I thought you were ordering for Maynard for his birthday.
No,
I'm not a 48, homie.
I'm the 48.
I'm sorry. That's right. You went to the doctor. You did. You've been doing the tennis. You've been doing the tennis. So now you're on the 46. That's fine. That's cool. You're on
Wait
46.
a minute. First of all, and you ain't going to fat shame me this early.
I'm not fat shaming.
You ain't fat shaming me. I ain't going for that. I'm only a 40. I haven't been anything greater than a 40 ever.
Maynard.
What?
You a 40?
I'm a 40.
Come on, Playboy. Don't do me like that.
I'm a 40, my dude.
Maynard, you're a fucking 40.
I'm a 40.
All right, man. Okay.
Are we talking about pants?
Yes. Yeah, you 40.
I'm a 40. If we talking about a jacket, I'm like a 48. 48.
Stop.
I am.
I'm a 50 in the jacket.
I need to see some receipts.
Right. You're not a 40, man.
I need to see some receipts. I
can take these off
What were your
now.
thoughts on Child? No. Whoa. Hey. Whoa. What about you? What did you think about Childish Gambino? You liked it, Lamont? I mean, Maynard?
I'm with it. I mean, it took me a minute to, like I always say about all these cats, they so brand new and they doing things, and sometimes it can go over my head. Like Lamont said, he had to go back and watch and just, I didn't see that the first time. Okay, I get it. And so, shout out to him. That's dope. It's good. Just make damn Atlanta better, though. I mean, it's a lot of work went into that joint. You should have made Atlanta better.
Here's the question I have. Lamont, in a couple of episodes back, said that Rudy Giuliani was practicing voodoo. He said that Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. And you and I kind of both laughed, and we were like, yo, you just talking out the side of your neck talking about Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. However, Rudy Giuliani now is the president's lawyer, and he then messed up the church's money. I mean,
white Jesus is not happy.
What is he doing? Where's the bro code? Where's the bro code, Rudy Giuliani? Where's the bro code?
Yo, Rudy Giuliani is practicing some brand of law he's applying the gibberish defense. Like, he basically is like, all right, like he's gonna go into court and be like, okay, Your Honor, I'd like to start with I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. I'm sitting on Capitol Hill, and let you know that my baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR.
Right.
May I rest my case now?
Right.
What are you talking about, man, dude? What are you talking?
He was out there talking about it's the jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
How I keep from going under.
Right.
Oh. Johnny is like, conjunction junction. What's your function? He's just talking.
Right.
Like,
what would make Trump hire him as a lawyer in the first place? I mean, just out of the side, he doesn't know what he's doing. But why Rudy Giuliani out of all people in the world?
See, I think this is the thing, man. I think Donald Trump is on some other foolishness. And it shows with everyone he's hired. He's hired he wanted to hire the guy who did his physical from the thing as the head of the VA, right. Dr. Ronnie Jackson or whatever his name is.
Because he wanted to hire Dr. Oz right now?
I haven't heard that yet. But he tried to hire the other boy to be the head of the FAA, the guy who was his pilot. The thing is, what I think we have to understand is the Trump organization, or you see all these buildings around the world that say Trump on them.
Right.
Much of that is just a licensing deal. But if you think about it the way most people would think about it, you think that the Trump organization is this huge conglomerate, this big company. But it isn't. It's him, Jared Kushner, his son, his daughter, a few other trusted individuals. And I mean, the whole organization is run by like 12 people. Now there are divisions, and that do certain things. They got a whole bunch of, but everybody he's hired and everyone he wants to be a part of this, they're all just the people, like get a people literally that all have stars by their names in his phone. Like he literally is not, he doesn't know anybody else. And he continues to hire the exact same people to do all the different things. Even the dude that he basically put out of the White House for putting two pieces on both of his ex-wives. He almost immediately, after he got let go, he almost immediately got him a job back with the Republican National Committee.
So, Maynard, can I ask you a question? This is very important. This is very serious.
Asking me?
And yeah, I don't want you to play with this.
Okay.
Do me and Spud have a star by our name in your phone?
Absolutely.
We in the favorites?
Yeah, I just want to make. Are we in the favorites? Okay, I got a star, right?
We got 3 stars, Lamont.
My man. Okay, good. We good. Okay, all right. Go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to make sure.
Let me see.
Wait.
I just want to make sure.
Add to favorites.
Right.
There's no contact name Lamont Hayes. I'm sorry, seriously.
Right.
So let me ask this. So we don't know why he would even hire, Rudy Giuliani as his lawyer, but you would think, and somebody said that they're both senile. However, you would think that there would be some sort of that Rudy Giuliani would be paying attention to what's going on, because Trump just a couple of weeks said, no, Michael Cohen didn't pay anybody. He was denying everything that was going on with Stormy Daniels. And then he goes on Sean Hannity and says, yo, Trump gave Cohen the money back for Stormy Daniels. And you're like, I know Trump has got to be like, dude, what the is going on? Why are you even talking about Stormy Daniels? You should not even be talking about Stormy Daniels in this way. No comment. No comment is the answer. Yes, go ahead, Lamont.
So when we talk about
hold on. The floor would like to recognize Lamont Hayes.
Thank you, sir.
Lamont Hayes, take your time.
Yes.
Right. So Stormy Daniels is the one that got paid $130,000 because she had sex with the president of the United States, correct?
That is correct. That is allegedly correct, yes.
Right. And the reason they gave Stormy Daniels $130,000 because they wanted her to keep quiet, correct?
That is correct, allegedly.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we were there. Okay, cool. We're good. That's it. That's all I had.
Were you? No. You were going somewhere with that,
I thought you were going somewhere. I was hoping
you were going somewhere with that, Lamont.
I just enjoy saying that the president of the United States paid $130,000 for sex. I just like that. I mean, it just
because
it sounds good to me.
This is a conversation that's kind of being divided on the right and on the left, right? From a Republican perspective, and especially for Rudy Giuliani, he's basically saying, look, there's no campaign funds here, right? Nobody used this for campaign funds.
Right.
Which is
so it's
fine.
not illegal.
That's whatever. That ain't the point or the issue. The issue is somebody still gave the girl some money. Period.
But this situation comes down to this, though. Certainly, he can say it wasn't a campaign contribution. But then Rudy Giuliani then turned around either today or last night and asserted essentially that, no, it wasn't for the campaign, but we didn't want this to come out during the campaign. So essentially, it's like saying, I'm not fixing my roof because of the rain. I just don't want the rain to come in.
No, I hear you, but Maynard, but Stormy.
You know what I mean?
No, but I get I get it. It wasn't a campaign contribution because what did Stormy do? Was it a motivational session? I mean,
no. But watch what happened, and it is an in-kind. It is an in-kind contribution to the campain.
How?
Well, first of all,
she slept with the president. What does that have to do with the campaign?
But the sexual relationship that occurred with the president was in like 2006 or something like that. So they didn't make the payment until 10 or 15 days before.
But it had nothing to do with the campaign. It was about him having sex with the president.
He didn't pay for the sex. I mean, put it like this.
What did he pay for?
He paid for her silence during his campaign. Because if he paid for the sex, Lamont, think about this.
Indirectly, he paid for
let's talk about it then. What prostitute would have sex with a man in 06 and then turn around and be like, oh, I take my payment in late 16. That's 10 years. She would go out of business as a...
but the hoes that I know.
You got the floor, my dude.
but the floor. But the hoes that I know, no, for real. But I still don't see how that has anything to do with the campaign.
What happened essentially
because the money did come out of his pocket, not from the campaign contributions.
Rudy Giuliani said the other day, he said it would have been devastating to the campaign. You know, he's running for president. Yes, we made the payment in October of 16, just days before the actual election. Had this information come out during the election, it would have derailed his campaign.
So you say that? So you said that it was campaign hush money?
Exactly.
Okay, that's different. That's different than a campaign contribution.
No, it is not. Anything that it's a public relations dollar that was spent. They were spending this to make sure that the public relations.
No, that was his money. That didn't come into money that was put into the campaign. That was his separate money from him abusing black people, from all of
except for this, except for one thing. It was paid right before the campaign, right before the election. Now, apparently, Michael Cohen is on retainer. And the tens of thousands of dollars a month that he was supposedly be getting paid did not occur until after the election. Therefore, when Michael Cohen made the payment, because they didn't want this to come out during the campaign, it was an effort to help the campaign.
I understand what you're saying, but what let me say, I get all that. I get all that. Only thing I'm saying is that the money did not come from T-Rump's campaign fund, and technically
to protect the campaign.
To protect it, but that doesn't mean it was campaign funds. No.
Hold on.
No.
But here's the thing, though, Lamont. Though I mean, let me ask this, Maynard. But nobody gave Donald Trump money for his campaign. He gave his own money. He didn't have campaign contributions anyway.
So let's pay the hoe her 130 bands and keep it moving.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why are we calling this woman a hoe?
I'm sorry. Did I say that? I'm sorry. I didn't say hoe. Did I say hoe?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's a hard did
you miss the part in Boys in the Hood where the girl said, listen, hoes got to eat too?
They do. These hoes do have to eat. Stormy eat.
I ain't no hoe.
Stormy has sex for money. What is that? What does that mean?
No, wait. We cannot say that she has sex for money.
That's what
she says. She said that.
Hold on.
Linda,
let me speak.
She does pornography.
This conversation. Listen, ladies. I want to say something to you. Ladies, let me say something. I have this love bottle of red wine over here. And I just want to let y'all know I would never, ever refer to you as a hoe.
I'm very confused on how red wine does not equate to calling women
a hoe. Right. Because Maynard, Stormy Daniels is on Pornhub, bruh. Stormy Daniels took money to have sex on tape. Am I right?
Let me ask you a question, Lamont, though.
She's on Pornhub.
How many minutes have you given Stormy Daniels so far?
About 2.5 minutes. Because that's enough. That's good. I know. I didn't believe it, to be honest with you. So I went to, I'm not going to lie, I went to Pornhub.com.
Hold on, but what I heard is that,
never getting on Revolt TV now. Never getting on Revolt.
What I just heard Lamont say is that it took 2.5 minutes for him to get enough Stormy Daniels. And what I also heard him say is, Daniels was unbelievable.
Listen, my browser was a little slow. I had a slow internet connection.
In the air.
I had a slow. My connection was bad.
Terrible. We got to stop.
All right.
Where is the not recording?
Yo, but shout out, wait. But real talk, shout out to Stormy Daniels. She has definitely taken this situation and milked it. I ain't mad at her at all. The SNL skit was funny. I ain't mad at her. Speaking of, SNL, going back to Donald Glover, I mean, he nailed it as well with the, what was the movie, The Quiet Place, using Kanye. We got to bring up Kanye real quick before we go to a break. Let's talk about Kanye. We talk about the radio station in Detroit. that has decided to get rid of Kanye West's songs.
Lamont, your cameraman got you. You ain't happy.
Go ahead, man. Come on.
I'm
I
just
keep telling you,
asking, Are we getting?
Can we talk about Australia? Can we talk about Australia?
For once and for all, are we getting rid of Kanye?
The people of Australia have spoken. Kanye West had an in-store. Nobody showed up. God is good. White Jesus is king. White Jesus is king.
For Kanye.
Yeah, white Jesus is king.
Real quick, okay, so let me just ask this guy. I got to ask, because we're talking about Kanye. He has helped the Trumpster. He has helped his approval rating. Is this going to increase black folks to paying attention and getting on a Trump train?
You know, lots of people will follow just about any goofball that shows up. And I mean, I'm certain that Kanye is going to drive some numbers for Trump. At the same time, I'm certain that Trump is going to figure a way to drive most of the other, you know, as much as Donald Trump can attract, he usually repels twice as much. So if he picks up 3% black, he's going to lose 6% women or something, because he doesn't really have he's not necessarily good at being able to keep people. If you listen to Donald Trump long enough, if you let him talk long enough, he's going to do three things. Lamont, you know, one of them is he's going to lie.
But he has to lie. It's in his DNA.
Yeah. The second thing is he's going to find a way to offend people. And the third thing, he's going to find a way to tell everybody that he's that it's all about him. So at the end of the day, you can mess around and say Kanye has brought in some people, but as much as you can't bring in enough to offset what's leaving, because people are jumping ship from the Trump train.
Is this going to sell some records, Lamont?
He wasn't selling no records before. The people of Australia have spoken.
But we talk about America, dude. Come on.
Listen,
let's not do Kanye like that now. It's not like Kanye ain't no icon out here.
Oh, you finished?
Yes, I'm done. Sorry.
Okay, now, if you listen to Kanye's own words when he was talking to Charlemagne the God, he basically was crying, complaining about radio not supporting him and people looking at him that like he's not Walt Disney and all this other kind of foolishness. Kanye's done, man. God bless him. Let him go hang out with his wife and his babies. Kanye got enough money. He got $300-400 million in the bank. Yo, dude, live your life. See you later.
Okay.
Period.
Done so. All right.
There was another conversation though that was just. I'm just curious about this. Kanye, Colin Kaepernick, peace summit or whatever.
Maynard, stop. There is no conversation.
Well, that is a good conversation. I was going to talk about that. But after we go to the break.
No.
So real quick, let me let y'all know about Wendy's, ladies and gentlemen. Wendy's is our sponsor.
Wendy's?
We love Wendy's. You got to go to Wendy's. It's always fresh, never frozen at a participating Wendy's. Wendy's 4 for $4 is changing the value menu game all over. It's all new Wendy's 4 for $4 now with 8 options. You can choose from 8 fresh tasting options: double stack, crispy chicken sandwich, grilled go wrap, junior bacon cheeseburger, crispy chicken BLT, junior cheeseburger, spicy go wrap, or a junior cheeseburger deluxe. All those options plus nuggets, fries, and a drink, always fresh, never frozen at a participating Wendy's. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now back to the show. So let's get into this racial summit. All right. So Trump is agreed to host a race summit, inviting athletes, celebrities. Kanye West, he invited. Colin Kaepernick, he invited. Maynard, should Colin Kaepernick go, or should he just say to the Trumpster?
I wouldn't go if I was Colin Kaepernick. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't participate in this foolishness. I think the situation comes down to, is this sincere? If this was a sincere opportunity from Trump, if Trump really meant for this to be sincere, he would have the persons who are smarter individuals, the people who we know are geniuses and leaders of thought in these areas, and people who are sensitive to these things as well. And certainly Colin Kaepernick is. I would say that he has taken on a leadership role, but But it's a lesser role in some respects. Like we really need social scientists and people of that ilk, people who understand all of the, not necessarily all of, but many of the ills that people of black, brown, women, where discrimination exists. We shouldn't just make this about race. We should talk about just discrimination of all sorts, whether it's sexual discrimination, et cetera. But the idea that somehow Colin Kaepernick and Donald Trump and Kanye West are going to solve this is not to say, like, Colin Kaepernick or Kanye West really aren't the people to solve it. Kanye West is an idiot, but Colin Kaepernick and Kanye West together, they ain't never throw no bomb into a church and kill 4 little girls. Dylan Roof is the one that went into a church and shot up 9 people. Those types of, so we have to look at the people on the other side and say, how do you engage those people? But somehow this has been made, or at least, has come out to be somehow about, will Colin Kaepernick and Kanye West come together and end racism? Well, shit, they can't end racism. They ain't started. They're not even really a part of it. They're the victims of it more than the oppressors of it.
Lamont Hayes?
I want to talk about the Easter Bunny, bro, because us talking about Donald Trump ending racism and the racism summit, we might as well talk about the god doggone Tooth Fairy.
Would you like to
Am I right?
a few seconds to talk about?
I'm just saying, like, listen to Maynard pontificate. It's like, why are we talking about Donald Trump and a race summit with Colin Kaepernick? I'm confused. What are we doing?
We're doing what we do every week, man. I'm trying to save the world ourselves. The hell is your problem?
That's
you
not
don't
gonna...
put on your superhero suit. Get your ass together. Now,
I'm just saying.
Listen to me, Black Panther.
Yeah.
You're a little out of shape. When you should get back to the gym and get down from that 48.
Wait. Did you not call me the Black Panther?
I'll call you Black
And you
Puma.
know what? Wait a minute.
Puma.
I'm the only person on the planet that has not seen the Avengers movie, so I'm feeling like I'm out of the loop a little bit. But again, on a serious note, it's like, we know what Donald's about, man. We know what his daddy was about. We know what his granddaddy was about. He doesn't give 2 farts about having a Black people summit. He just doesn't. So, I just feel like we take so much time of looking away from the ball and not focusing on the ball is why we're in some of these pickles that we're in.
What's the ball?
It's a lot of balls out there. Pause.
All right, and go.
Pause.
All right.
Pause. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of stuff, when I say the ball, it should be about looking inward. Like, what are we doing, sometimes from a micro perspective, instead of trying to figure out how to save the world, how is it that we're not trying to save our smaller situations? You know what I mean? Like, I'm still enamored of how many people, and Maynard, you're right, when we talked about, I think our last episode or in our private conversation about celebrating the Black colleges. I read an article the other day about, at my alma mater, Tennessee State, you had a grandmother and a granddaughter both graduating with a bachelor's. How the grandmother, who was in her mid to early 60s, decided to go back and get her bachelor's. You're right. We need to talk about those things. But I'm also, just so confused about how, maybe for $6 to $8 a month, so many people in our community don't have life insurance. How so many people don't plan for the future who don't have, $500 in a savings account. So I think sometimes when we go with this, we're going to save the world concept, we got to do certain things on a smaller micro level of even just having better food choices. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some people shouldn't, even be talking about Donald Trump because they got a 400 credit score. And they got.
Wait.
What does that have to do with it?
Wait. So if my credit ain't good, I can't have an opinion about the president?
Wait, here's my beef.
Hold on for a second.
Can I finish?
Listen, poor people. Lamont say your vote don't count because you too poor.
No.
Because you have bad credit.
No. Here's the deal. Here's what I will say, and I'll stand on this. You can't go to the E40 concert at a Masonic temple and the ticket is $90, but you have a collection on your credit report for $45.
Okay, but are you saying that they can't go and vote? I mean, you said they shouldn't be talking about
I didn't say about voting.
You said they shouldn't even be talking about the president.
I know someone who has a collection on their credit report. What a collection means that they didn't pay the bill. They went through that whole process, went to a collection agency.
Come on, hold on, Lamar. Let me ask you something. You know someone with a collection on that? I can tell you know someone on this daggone podcast.
No one on this podcast should have any collections.
I have
no
collections on mine.
We don't play the collection game.
No, shout out to Ebony Cochran. I just want to say she cleaned my
Maynard. We don't do collections, Playboy. I'll let you get a late payment, but we don't do collections. We don't play that game. Because only thing that means that A, you haven't had the proper communication, and or we ain't paid the bill.
I got this woman in my life named Sally Mae.
No.
Sally be calling me all the time. I'll be like, damn.
That's fine. We can talk about
how you get this number.
But again, all I'm saying
Sally Mae is a troll.
All I'm saying is that there are certain things that are out there that we have to take care of. Like and again, this is me. You can't have a situation where you have Jordans in your life, or you at the E40 concert, or you smoking that good Cali Green, and we can't pay $8 to $12 a month for life insurance.
Yeah, but why not?
Because it really.
But why not? If all I have been taught is that I'm less than, I've only been taught all my life that this is the only thing that I'm gonna be good at. I'm only gonna be able to get this. I'm never gonna be able to achieve to this. I'm never going to be able to strive towards this. Then why am I supposed to? Why can't I go and buy the Jordans? Why am I not supposed to stand in the line at 12 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning before Puffer Reds opens up so I can get a lottery ticket to get the brand new Jordans? That's what I've been taught. Just so I can look clean.
I'm sorry, so you have to get a lottery ticket in order to buy the Jordans. Why am I
not supposed to go all the way to Somerset Mall and be able to get and spend $400 on a Ferragamo, belt? But even though I know my lights is off, or I wasn't able to be able to pay my kids' daycare or whatever. Why am I not supposed to go get a bag of good when I know that my baby need diapers?
Well, here's what I'm going to say.
Bag of West.
Good.
Green. The Gorilla Glue. The Cali Kush.
But that's all I'm saying is that we talk a lot of this podcast about certain things, and it's just my opinion. I don't feel like you should have an opinion about Kanye if you got a collection, if you ain't got no life insurance. It's just certain basic life things.
Yeah, but aren't these are the things that go ahead, man.
Nope.
You saying that people's opinions don't count in this world? If
you have a collection on your credit report for $45 and you get paid $400 a week, I got a problem with that.
All right, well, this is what I'm saying, Lamont. Let's say you got a collection account. Let's say you just ain't got enough money to pay all your bills. Okay, whatever. You fell past due on something.
But do you know how long it takes to get to a collection?
Dude, let me just finish this, my man.
I know about collections. I know what it takes.
Do you have a collection? This sounds like there is no collusion in Russia. There is no collusion. There is no collusion. It's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. There is no collusion. That's what this sounds like right now.
Listen, American Express Platinum would not allow me to have a card if I had a collection, and that's all I'm going to say.
All right, fine. But what I'm saying is, just because somebody has fallen down over here, that you know what you basically are saying? Somebody went to jail.
No.
They come out.
No.
That's what you're saying. You're saying if you got a collection, don't enjoy life.
I said if you have a $45 collection and you at the E40 concert for $90.
It don't matter.
What do you mean it don't matter?
No, I'm going back to the concept of you should have an opinion about Kanye if you decide to. B, definitely you should have an opinion about the president and participate in our political game. Lamont, you said, hold on, let me make sure.
You have a $45 collection.
You can't.
Obviously,
you ain't allowed to vote.
You can do all you want, but see, that's the problem. Is that in my opinion, there are a lot of people who actually cast a vote for a lot of people. And here's the thing: I'm actually guilty of this. In my local election, we have coming up, I think in June, for several judges in the marketplace that I have no idea who they are. You know what I'm saying? I have time. I have to go do my research, on who these judges are, what their platforms are, what they stand for. My question is, or my statement is that that's what's wrong with some of our people anyway. We're taught to vote, but we're not taught to be educated about our vote.
Lamont, isn't this the same thing that Kanye is saying? He is saying.
Hold on, let me say this. Have you ever seen a basketball player do this and then drop down and do that? That's called a pivot, right?
That's fine.
It's a little pivot step.
I heard somebody say this today, and it was actually a friend of Kanye West. What Kanye said wasn't wrong in a certain circumstance. It was the platform that he chose to say what he said in was super wrong.
Which was what, TMZ?
Yes.
Why is that wrong with TMZ?
It's no different than Netanyahu.
So Candace Miller is right. Candace Owens is right.
No, she's an idiot.
Well, how is she an idiot? She's saying the exact same thing you're saying.
Oh, I've heard Candace Owens say some stuff that she's a super idiot.
But she's saying the exact thing you are saying.
Yeah, in that arena, but overall, she's an overall idiot.
But she's right on this.
I didn't say that.
What?
No, I didn't say that. Jesus Christ.
I've had one too many drinks. And ended up at the embassy.
Is it break time, sir?
No,
Can we get a break? Can we get a break, man?
No, it's not a break. We just took a break.
What else we got, Spud? Where
Good
we going?
Lord, man. Let's talk about Rachel Dolezal real quick before we go. And you know her whole thing. I'm sure you guys have seen her documentary on Netflix where she is saying that she is transracial. We have all known that people, have identified with being transgender, and what she is saying is that she is transracial. So, Maynard, do you accept her being transracial?
I don't know what transracial is, first off. I'm really confused by that. I feel like, first of all, Rachel, no, I don't accept your transracialness. It sounds like something that you could just hop back over and be white one day, black another day. But I did find there were some things that were interesting about, the life that she's been through, the things that she's, that she's experienced. And that would, particularly, and I think in the documentary, I discovered or learned that, she was her parents adopted black children, and she started to identify with that to some extent. There was some discussion about molestation in the household or whatever the case may be. And I found that to be interesting or whatever, But she's at the end of the day, she's an uncompelled.
Interesting. What do you mean? What do you
just
mean?
Interesting, that's an interesting wrinkle in her life. That's something that happened that she kind of described.
Molestation is interesting.
I said there were accusations. I found that to be interesting that there were these accusations that.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
And maybe that contributed and these accusations weren't about her being molested, but like her younger adopted black siblings being molested.
Okay.
And so, but she's relatively uncompelling. I don't believe in this transracial thing at all. Like, you were born white. That's fine. And I really think that had she been, just decided to be openly as a white woman and apply for the job as the head of the NAACP, that people probably would have been like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Openly as a white woman. Was she hiding her whiteness?
Yeah, she was. She was using makeup and her hair styles and certain, cosmetic things to kind of make her appear to be a fair-skinned black woman versus a white woman.
Okay, so here's my question. I know we talked about this, amongst us. We talk about the founders of the NAACP. 3 or 4 of those guys are white. Were they what was going on with their whiteness? Were they hiding their whiteness?
No, they were white, and they were like, "Hey, we want to help. Here we go. We put some money into this project, and there's nothing wrong with that." And has she just been? I think the issue comes down to she just was not. She was a liar. Your credibility. If you can't be white and you got to try to convince everyone that you're something that you're not, then you have no credibility. And that's
okay, but what about Kanye then? Because Kanye says he's not black, he's Kanye West.
Did he say that?
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. I mean, you can say that, but what he needs to say is he needs to understand who he is in this world and what it is, and stop trying to be this clown. Because
is he Kanye or is he black?
Well, he's blonde right now too, right?
No, I think this week he's cut his hair off, right?
Did he?
I thought when he did TMZ, his hair was cut. Wasn't blonde.
He's a clown. Let's start with that. He's an ass stain. He's an ass stain, and he can say he's Kanye. He can say he's not black. That's fine. Yeah, at some point, if you're black in this world, it'll catch up with you, no matter how much you try to deny it. I'm not black. I'm OJ.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Let that white woman live, man. She want to be black. I'm down. Let's roll. We need all we can get.
Okay.
Well, she only sold 567 books, so that's
okay.
Really that doesn't really help us.
That's better than zero. That's better than zero now. I got 500 on the board, so I'm good with that. I'm okay with that.
I'm thinking that she ain't even recouped yet. I'm thinking that.
Oh no.
Hole for a long time. When you see the documentary and you kind of look at the neighborhood she lives in, you'll probably be like,
yeah, that was the book. She could have done a better job just cutting grass and doing hair.
Yeah, she could have kept on doing hair and probably made more money.
Did you say cutting grass and doing hair?
Well, she does hair.
She does hair.
But cutting grass?
Hey, man, that's a good hustle. It's honest. That's an honest living, man.
All right, Plaid. Okay. All right.
It's an honest living.
All right. Is it cactus time?
Sure. Forget it. Okay. Yes. Okay.
I mean, you hit me with the honest living and the cutting grass. I feel offended.
Hold on.
I feel offended.
Why are you offended by that?
Yeah, why are you offended by that?
I'm just feeling like you said it in such a demeaning way. You know what I mean? Like she could have.
Did you watch the documentary, Lamar?
No. Instead of her living her truth, you made it seem like she should be going to pick up oranges and cut grass. And I just felt offended a little bit about that.
Lamont, did you watch the documentary?
Yes, I did.
What did she do to make it? He didn't watch it. He lied.
I didn't say that. I did watch it.
Okay. What was she doing to make ends meet?
Oh, that sounded like a lie.
No. That's not what I said.
What was she doing to make ends meet?
This is not quiz time. What I'm saying is
she was doing hair to make ends meet.
But you threw in the cutting grass. That's what I had an issue with.
Listen, it's Spokane, Washington.
This is Rachel Ray. Not Rachel Ray. This is Rachel Dolezal, not Rachel Ray, Lamont. Not that documentary.
I understand that, but you can't say she's cutting.
Documentary.
Wait 1 second. Let me double check that. Go ahead, Maynard.
Good Lord.
It's nothing wrong with cutting grass, man. It's respectable, my dude. And you can make money cutting grass, just low overhead. Think about it. She went and wrote a book. You know how much overhead is involved with writing a book? You gotta, even if you don't put money out, you put a lot of time into writing a book that you could have been doing something else. You know how many lawns she could have cut while she was sitting there trying to write that book, and money she could have made? If she made 10 cents on each book, she only made $56.
So are you cutting lawns on the weekend, Maynard?
My dude, if push came to shove, I'd be out here cutting grass too. I would. I don't have no problem with it.
Well, let me be very clear with both of y'all. I have a very severe case of hay fever, Grad's allergicness. No, I'm not cutting grass.
Let me tell you something. Let's be very clear about this.
What?
I have a very case of a 9-year-old, and when she got to eat, if cutting grass has to happen, then that's what's going to happen. If you know what I'm saying, I'm not above it. Now I'm fortunate that I don't have to do that.
But you made it sound like she was of a lower economic space that she had to cut grass. Which made it sound like people who cut grass are less than, and I felt offended.
No, I'm saying she basically was saying she had to hustle, and her hustle was doing hair. What I'm saying is,
well, why'd you add cutting grass?
Because it's a good hustle. It's good, honest work. It's good honest work.
Was she just cutting, or was she edging? What was she fertilizing?
She wasn't doing none of that. Anyway, let's move on before we get to the cactus. Let me ask you this about Michelle Obama, because she was on with what's the girl from Blackish?
Tracy Ellis?
Yeah, Tracy Ellis Ross. And so she made a comment about Barack Obama, and she said Barack's presidency didn't fix racism. We need to stop looking for a savior. All of us in this room are the answer to our own problems. It's not finding the one right person that can save us from ourselves. It is us. Lamont, you agree?
But she should add one more thing to that. And white Jesus.
Everybody who listens to this podcast does not believe that white Jesus is going to get them to where they need to go.
I'm just saying. Maynard, is that not what we were taught? Oh, is that not where we're going? Maynard, you gonna back me up?
All I can say is this.
What?
Step one, let's get your cameraman right, because he got you kind of a little bit pants.
Okay. All right, let me get it together.
Step two, white Jesus is tiring right now.
Why?
It's tiring.
Whoa.
I don't want to. It's too heavy. It's too heavy to get into discussing white Jesus. Unless if we want to talk about it, let's talk about it. But we got to talk about them shit.
Okay, let me do it again, man.
We got to talk about them shit sons, referring to white Jesus.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it.
I do think what Michelle said was right.
I think what she said was right.
Okay,
she was right.
That's all I wanted to know. I ain't know nothing about no white Jesus.
But Michelle was
I didn't bring white Jesus in it. He brought white Jesus in it.
Because Michelle knows that we have to add white Jesus to the process and that he's going to save us.
You know what, Lamont? Lamont? Let me tell you something. I can't really even begin to disagree with that. Part of what it is
that's what we were taught. Ask Nat Turner. Were we not taught that?
I always remember growing up as a kid, watching Good Times, and at the end of every episode, it basically came down to, as long as we have each other and we love Jesus, it's going to be all right. And I was like, so believing in God, believing in Jesus, and being faithful to the Lord is good enough. It's so good that you can wind up being poor and in abject poverty again this week.
Wait a minute. And you got to keep your head above water,
right?
While making a way if you can.
Make a way if you can.
Spud.
Temporary layoff.
Where we at?
Good times.
Hanging
right?
Easy credit rip-off.
Hanging in something. I don't know.
Hanging in the child line.
Oh, hanging in
Good
child
time. Ain't we lucky we got him?
Ain't we lucky we got him? Ain't we lucky we got him? Just some good times.
Is this blackface?
Oh,
ain't we lucky we got him? Good time.
Oh my God. Beans and cornbread had a fight. Beans and cornbread is all right. Okay.
We got these for the new song.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that what Michelle said, she is right. She's 100% correct. But just to add humor to what some people believe, which I don't know if it's necessarily all the way true, is there some sort of merit to that? Absolutely. But we do have to focus. And I also remember reading that she said that Barack was not the savior. Like, even though, he's not. That's not what his job was to be.
Right.
I will say that what I'm always very happy about Barack Obama, minus his politics, good, bad, or indifferent, there's a generation that is what they know. They know an African-American individual that was the president, that conducted himself as a president should. Mm-hmm. And some of these young people that are growing up, when they're seeing what's going on with T. Rump and his squad, they're like, wow, that's not what Barack did. So for some people or a certain generation, Barack is a standard, which is a wonderful thing. So hopefully as those people get older, some of those, ideologies that she's still talking about now will kind of be shown in how they operate and how they move. But, shout out to white Jesus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the cactus of the week. This is where somebody says some stupid ish and they have to choke on their words for what they said. Maynard, who is getting the cactus?
Well, gentlemen, let me say this. This week, the cactus goes to a gentleman. Well, what we know is this. John McCain, who has been a soldier of legendary and massive appeal. He spent years as a hostage in Vietnam, and he didn't want to leave Vietnam until all others left. He served the country honorably. He came back and got involved in politics. And he served as a politician with honor. I don't agree with his politics in most instances, but I can say that he's done a job to be honorable. Illness has befallen him. He's got brain cancer. And, that's a challenge. But the man decided that he wanted to go out and say, look, I want these people to come to my funeral and speak at my funeral. And I think the people he's asked to speak at his funeral are George W. Bush and Barack Obama. And then he said, I don't want Donald Trump to come to my funeral at all. So he's planning his own funeral arrangements at this point, and he's recognizing that the clock on the wall is slowly ticking down. Senator Orrin Hatch, another Republican, decided to say that it is ridiculous for John McCain to say that Donald Trump is not invited to his funeral. Senator Hatch, come close right here. Shut up, mother. That is that man's right. And then I don't want Donald Trump at my funeral. I already told him he can't come. I told Melania she's welcome to come. And Eric, no. Ivanka, yes. Just what I got to say about that.
Whoa, Maynard, you want to talk something?
I'm just saying, Ivanka. Melania and Ivanka are invited. They both at the very least. Yo, move over. Move over a little bit, because that's too much. You're doing too much over there. You got the smirk on your face. But now, Orrin Hatch, you have no business telling John McCain who he can and can't have at his funeral. That's that man's funeral. His family does not need to see Donald Trump there. And as a result, and I don't even really have no say in it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Orrin Hatch, you can't come to the funeral either, my dude. That's out. You're not coming. If I see you at John McCain's funeral, it's on.
Are you going to the funeral?
I wasn't invited.
Oh, okay.
Also, hold on. I got some people I need to ban from some places. I need to ban a couple of folks. Again, go back on something we said. Kayne West, 35th Street in Norfolk. No, it's a no-go, homie. And I also discovered you can't go to Corporal Avenue no more either. No. Clyde Street in Wilmington, Delaware, out. You can't be up on 67th Street in Philadelphia. That's a wrap. Can't go over there. Hannibal Burris, yo, anywhere from 302-215-609, that's a no-go. You can't go there, my dude. I got them homies out there. What's wrong with Hannibal Burris? Again, he's the one that really started the whole thing with Bill Cosby. I'm still upset about that. Why? I feel some kind of way about the dry snitch.
Why? Why are you feeling some kind of way about that?
You was telling the truth.
Nobody asked Hannibal Burris to say nothing.
So what you're saying is that you're angry because Hannibal told the truth?
I'm saying nobody asked Hannibal Burris to say anything. Right now, what I'm saying is this. I know some things about you. I won't tell it right here. I won't say anything to the program.
Whoa. But a minute ago, you said it was okay for Kanye to be up at TMZ dry snitching.
No, I didn't say anything about him dry snitching. No, dry snitching is a no.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, all right.
Now you can just front snitch all
day. You didn't ban Kevin Hart's extortioner.
Right, you didn't ban him.
He's banned. Kevin Hart already got little midgets after him.
Okay.
Kevin Hart got short people all over Philly looking for old boy. I'm just saying, man. Who else do we need to ban? We need to get some bans on some folks. Meek Mills, no more bikes. No, tricycles, bikes, motorbikes, none of that. If it ain't got 4 doors and some wheels, you can't get in it, Meek. Stop doing it.
What?
Right.
I'm trying to keep the man out of jail. I'm the only thing standing between Meek Mills and going back to prison.
You are?
No more bikes.
You are?
Okay, man.
You're the only thing that's standing in between Meek Mills.
Yeah, that's it. Just you. You're the last line of defense. That's what we do.
Tell you something, man. This is a hard job, man. This is a hard job.
Thanks, man. The rap community,
I'm doing what I can, baby. I'm doing what I can.
We appreciate you. Okay, cool.
Yo, Spud, did you hear that? That was an absolute positive confirmation that Lamont is rock affiliated.
Oh, shoot. I have to show myself.
The
Can we get a heart edit? My fault.
The Rock Nation community.
Let me leave that alone.
Oh, shucks. Let me see. I'm getting some news in my ear, gentlemen. I'm getting some news in my ear. It turns out the Rock Nation community would like to trade Lamont Hayes for somebody who know how to keep their damn mouth closed.
Can we wrap this up, sir? Can we wrap this up?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to trade him for Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Whoa.
We out, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so very much for tuning into this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Go to threeblackguyswiththemic.com. Check out our website. Grab yourself a T-shirt. They on sale. Grab yourself a T-shirt. If you buy one, Maynard will buy you another one for free. Join the conversation.
If you buy you a T-shirt, I'll buy one for your mother for Mother's Day.
Okay.
No? That's a good deal.
That's a good deal. I'm not mad at that.
Send me your mama sizes.
Whoa.
No?
Mama.
No. We'll do it again next Tuesday. Make sure you join the conversation at facebook.com/3blackguyswiththemic. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of the conversation. All of our new followers on Facebook, we truly appreciate it. Continue to engage in the conversation. No matter how much you dog out Lamont, it is okay. We don't take it personal. We love everybody. And we
Lamont
do
takes it
respond.
personal. Lamont takes it personal.
He'll block your ass. He'll block We out. We'll see y'all next Tuesday right here on Three Black Guys with the Mic.
Peace.
Bitches.